When I saw the technology, we really didn't understand everything that was going on with it, but there was some animal data, and it looked really intriguing. It was intriguing enough that I and a colleague decided to license the technology out of Cincinnati Children's and form Bexion Pharmaceuticals in Covington, Kentucky. All of us as kids have dreams of curing cancer, becoming an astronaut. I know all those things were true for me. I never really would have imagined myself being in a position, having a company like Bexion, of having a technology like BXQ350, our lead compound, and trying to save lives. So this protein is an unexpected component when we introduce it to tumor cells. They either undergo a normal cell death process or we outright end up killing them. CTI, who is the organization managing our clinical trials, saw the potential of this area enough as well that they moved across the river into Covington.
The usual pathway to get a drug approved is to take data from the laboratory and then ultimately go to the FDA and negotiate what does it look like to get from where we are today to treat that first patient. And then once we were in a position where we said we will be treating the first patient very shortly, then the question was, what are the research sites to do that at? The decision was, we've got some of the best centers right here in our backyards.
Markey Cancer Center has been part of University of Kentucky for many years. We got NCI designation, and that was a big push for us and for the whole state because it's the only institution in the state that has the NCI designation.
NCI designation is a very important milestone for our cancer center. That it essentially means that the NCI has evaluated us and said that we have an excellent program. We have patients coming from all over the country and actually all over the world. They've heard about how effective the drug appears to be and are reaching out to us and asking if they could be considered for this clinical trial.
So I think success begets more success. I think we're blessed in Kentucky in general with some great universities. Just to give you one example, we have a program with Northern Kentucky University where in a 12-month period, their students are able to learn the basics of clinical research, which then can let them go right into a company like Bexion, and you don't have this extensive learning curve.
One of the advantages, obviously, of this area is cost of living. For us to be set up in a Boston-type environment, our overhead would be about 10 times more than what it is right now. We can preserve our capital to make it more meaningful for the clinic. We're really excited by the way we've been embraced by the community, by the state. We're unlike a lot of biotech companies in that we don't have venture capital funding. We're completely funded by private investments. A lot of that money is local. We've raised over $40 million. That's one of those practical reasons that we came over to Covington. The Phase 1 grants at the time that we got them were about $100,000, and we got 3 of those, and Kentucky happened to have a program to match those Phase 1 grants. Kentucky also matches the Phase 2 awards, and we got $1.5 million from the National Cancer Institute, and Kentucky matched that.
Sometimes, you feel like you've worked for years and years and years, and then when you see a patient who didn't have very many options before and now is doing well on this drug, and you think about this drug getting approved and helping even more people, that's all of our dream.
And I'd like to think that in the next generation of cancer drug development and successes, we're going to think of Bexion as being one of those kind of stories.
And it all started in Covington, Kentucky.